Here we are in the engine bay. Today on the engine, there's the new wing on the passenger side. Hasn't just quite welded it in yet because I want to get both sides done first. All pretty good there, all solid that is. Bottom of that's gone. The battery carrier, which is here, just took off. It's solid, thankfully, and there's actually paint under this one. There was no paint under the other one, just metal. There's actually paint under this one. Must have been a Monday morning job. And there we are. So I've got to build another wing for this side and reconstruct part of the bottom of that. It's not great light, is it? But anyway, turn that around, it might spread a bit of light on it. There you are. That's what I'm up to now. Happy days. Right then, hello all there out there in YouTube land. It's been a hectic week and a half. Finally got this engine bay made and sprayed. I sprayed it with in the end I sprayed it with Rust-Oleum for reasons to do with, you know, patches of rust that if you don't cut it out you can't put ordinary paint over it. So Rust-Oleum is supposed to be able to go over, you know, mild rust, so that was my choice. As far as these inner wings go, I made them out of galvanised. You'll see in the pictures that I've got along with this video. Had a few hiccups with that now, to be honest. I had to spray them, because they're galvanised, I had to spray them with a special metal primer, which stuck like feces to a blanket, I think the expression is. So that was okay. I sprayed them, you know, with this special metal primer, just the inner wings that I've made, and well, then when I went to seam seal it, the seam seal wouldn't stick to it. Nowhere near. It would just slide off of it. So I couldn't seam seal it with the conventional way. I got some spray seam sealer in the end, and I did it with that. And I'm going to seal them underneath with that Gravit 600 anyway. So that may well solve that problem. The other problem I had was two of the mounting points. I must have taken me off the ball a little bit on that far side, because it's supposed to be 37 inches from the centre of the firewall mount to the centre of that mount, and on that side, on the driver's side, it's only 36.5, so I've lost a half an inch. Not a big deal. There's a little bit of play on it on them anyway, so I think I'll be okay. I don't think it's a disaster, but it just shows you if you don't concentrate what can happen. I'll show you what I've got done here a bit better if I move that camera, and you can see what I have done. And just bear in mind now, I had to make these inner wings out of, as I say, galvanised, and not a bad job really, and they'll never rust. I had to grind off in certain places where I was welding, obviously, because you can't weld onto galvanised, but I've given them a coat of that special metal primer and about 3 coats of Rust-Oleum, so I think they'll last forever. The rest of the car may not, you know. Right, I'll show you around it. Let's have a look. Okay, here we are. That's the engine base. It's hard to get a good picture, but all the wiring I hooked up across the top, out of the way. So hopefully it'll just be a case of bringing it back down. Next thing I'm gonna do, or one of the next things I'm gonna do, is do up the mast, the brake actuator, or the brake diaphragm, you know, to paint it and put it back on, and then I can put the brake pipes back in. There's me. There's the mounting there, and as I say, the one this at the front is 1/2 an inch too near it, really. Let's put it that way. This was done about. This was sprayed, I think, on Friday. It's not turned out too bad now. It wasn't that bad in the beginning, to be honest. But the inner wings were, obviously, you saw the inner wings, and they were toast. So I had to do something. So there they are. That's the front, and then bringing it across to the battery. Not bad, is it, really? Paint didn't turn out too bad. A bit of dust. There's a bit of dust on it now, but that's only because it's blown in. I've had the garage door open all day today. Give it a chance to dry. It's good drying weather anyway. There's the other side. Now, that's the side that I did stick the seam sealer to, and it before I painted it black, and it didn't. So I had to scrape it off, the bit that did stick. A bit of a hole there, which I'm going to have to put some filler in. You know, some sealer probably, just to stop dirt coming up through there. Let's show you there the battery. Now, I could have done a bit better of a job. You see, there's a lot of pitting just here, a lot of pitting right there, and I could have done a better job. Maybe I will, or maybe I'll come back to that. You know, I could fire that down, and I suppose put either more paint on, or use filler. You know, spray filler onto it. I may not. And then again, I may do. See, just there's some grinding marks. There's the other side. A few grinding marks there as well. And there's that there is the, as I said, is the one that's just a 1/2 inch too near the other one. So I can position. You know, I have a little bit of leeway with that. I think I'll be okay. So now there's no rust. There's no rust on the front of this car now. It's all rust free on the front end. You can see how I did it there. I'm going to have to put a layer. I'm going to spray some Gravit 600 rubber compound onto this when I get the plastic. There's a plastic wing insert that goes on. I want to put that on first, and once that's on, I'll spray it with the Gravitex. The rest, the plastic will stop any damage, and the Gravitex will stop the stones. So there we are. You can see it's not too bad, is it, really? Hopefully my measurements are... Oh, that's turned out just nice there. The light's just hitting that just nice. No rust in that area. You can see where there's a repair that I did last time. Actually, it runs across here, and it goes up there and then across. And it runs up there and across that way, and that's a repair that I did 8 years ago, and it's it's still there and held up just nice. No holes or anything. Let's have a look under here. The light's not too great when you got the light in front of you, it does. But no, it's not too bad anyway. We'll have to live with that, won't we? Okay. So I did shot blast the hens under here. I did shot blast. Well, I power washed this chassis yesterday. And now this had hammerite on it. Now that hammerite isn't worth a light, really. See that? Like, it's all come off. Well, actually, what's been happening there is it's been rusting under the hammerite. Is what's happened there. That fuel tank is a new one. I had a leak, so I put a new fuel tank on it about a year ago. So there should be very little wrong with that. So it's got a new sender unit in it, but you can't see because of the light. But you can take it from me that the there you are. You can see it there. Look at that. The paint's just peeled off when I power washed it. There it is. That's what you get with hammerite. And that was painted onto it. I think I shot blasted that chassis. It was rust free when I painted it. There's these. Look, these were all hammerited as well, and I might as well have had butter on them as well. I'm gonna look for something better. Rear springs were painted with hammerite. Rear chassis, you see there where the paint's just come off. It's just ordinary metal there, all the way along. Now, there's probably people thinks I should galvanise this. It's good enough to galvanise, to be honest. But the trouble is, get it shot blasted first. Get it to a galvaniser. The nearest one's 70 or 80 mile away. I just can't be arsed. If I can do a job on this and make it last another 10 years, do it with some decent paint on it, well, that might do me, rather than going to all that effort of getting it somewhere miles away, and people, all you're doing is racking up the cost, aren't you? Now, ironically, it's not too bad along here. It didn't come off, and a lot of the front end, see the springs there, they were done with a different paint. They had a layer of red oxide and then polyurethane paint that I had lying around, and it's held up great. Compared to the back axle, which is completely rusty, the front axle I don't know why I changed. I can't remember. I ran out of one and I started using. Oh, look at that. That was painted with polyurethane, and it's not too bad really. The paint didn't come off. You can see the red oxide there. But so I think that's the way I'm going to go. Red oxide, and then maybe some whatever. So not hammerite anyway. That stuff's shite. There's the ball. It looks in good nick as well. Let's have a look under here. Yeah, not that easy, is it? Yeah. So there you are. That's the front axle. Hey, so next job is the next job is to take this engine out, and all the axles, fuel tank, the whole lot, just down to the chassis, and lots of work with a wire brush on an angle grinder to get all this rubbish off and put something decent on. So that's it. Over.